Hey there, friends, and welcome to the temple. In this mini course, we're going to explore 10 ways to help you regulate your nervous system, reduce stress and anxiety, and simple ways to flip your day around when it's gone awry. Make sure you have a journal on you. You're going to want to make notes so that you don't forget any of this. Now, before we launch into these 10 tools, we first need to talk a little bit about the 4 happiness hormones. Together, these hormones create the anagram DOSE: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Let's start with dopamine. Now, dopamine is not only a hormone, but also a neurotransmitter. And we're going to focus on that aspect of it for the purpose of this conversation. Now, dopamine as a neurotransmitter is made in your brain and acts as a chemical messenger between the nerve cells in your brain to the rest of your body. Dopamine plays a role in many of our body's functions, including memory, mood, motivation, movement, attention, and more. Next up is oxytocin. Sometimes referred to as the cuddle hormone, this is the one that makes us feel all loved up. Oxytocin promotes trust, empathy, and bonding in relationships. It is often brought on by acts of physical affection. Serotonin is the happy hormone that is essential for the regulation of mood, digestion, brain function, and our circadian rhythms, which is what helps to govern our sleep patterns. Serotonin is also the hormone that is best known for preventing depression. And finally, we have endorphins. Now, endorphins will make you feel happy, but not in the way you might think. Endorphins are hormones and neurosignaling molecules that actually function as painkillers. They actually inhibit the pain signals in the central nervous system by binding to the opioid receptors. And this is why endorphins are often referred to as the body's natural morphine. Now you might be asking yourself, what does this have to do with anything? Why am I getting a science lesson here? I just really wanted everybody to understand, first off, that it's not just a matter of mind and spirit, but also of body. And that these goals, these tools that we're going to use are geared at releasing these happy hormones into our body so that our mind and our spirit can align. Now, these are in no particular order. I'm offering 10 different options here because I want you to dive into each one and see what resonates. Take with you what feels good and right and leave behind what doesn't. However, I am going to start with the most obvious one. You know I'm going to say it. I know I'm going to say it. So let's just get it out of the way. Number 1 is meditation. Not only can a meditation practice actually help you avoid being in the scenarios of anxiety and stress, but it can also act as an instant salve when you're in those emotions. If you follow Abraham Hicks, you'll know that she offers this as a solution to any negative feeling emotion, and that is either to take a nap or meditate. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you will know that I'm a big believer that meditation can come in many forms, and finding the form of meditation that is right for you is crucial in developing and sustaining a practice. But since the intention of this course is to provide you with some simple tools to use in moments of distress rather than developing a full-on practice, I want to provide you with a few little tips and simple meditation exercises that you can use in a pinch. Number 1 is a 5-minute body scan. Try to remove yourself from whatever chaos you may be in that moment for just 5 minutes and find a place where you will be uninterrupted. You're going to start from the top of your head and you're going to scan through your body one part at a time, going down through the chakras or through the body to the toes. Some people like to clench that body part really nice and tight and then release it and then move on to the next body part. This is an excellent way to reset our nervous system. Number 2, a simple mindfulness meditation. Now for this one, you don't even need to remove yourself from the chaos. You can be well within it and still perform this kind of meditation. The purpose of this meditation is to get super present in your body, super present in your mind. You can do this while washing the dishes. You can do this while playing with your children or spending time with your pets. You can do this while out on a walk. What you want to do is while you're engaging in this activity is just bring your presence so fully into the now by tapping into each of your senses. Start with your vision. Focus really intently on what you're seeing around you, and then to what you're hearing, to what you're smelling, to what you're feeling, and to what you're tasting. A mindfulness meditation just brings us fully into the now and allows all of the clutter and stress and anxiety in our mind to fall away. And the third and last one I'm going to offer on this segment is a guided meditation. This is particularly useful if the mind is just super busy or if you're really new to meditation. You can find a plethora of guided meditations on apps like Insight Timer, Calm, Headspace, or even YouTube. Find one that fits your time budget. They have them as short as 4 minutes and as long as 3 hours. But a guided meditation will actually take you through the steps in the process, and your main job is just to focus on the voice of the person guiding the meditation. Coming back to those happiness chemicals, meditation actually is found to release dopamine, serotonin, and even endorphins into the body. And as an extra added bonus, it can also release melatonin, which is responsible for a good night's sleep, DHEA, which is known as the longevity molecule, and GABA, which is known as the calm chemical. And on the flip side of that, it also reduces amounts of cortisol in the body, which is the stress hormone. So, okay, I said they were in no particular order, but you can see why this one was first. Number 2, I like to call shake it out. I think the only thing standing between you and success on this one is probably your ego, because it's going to look and feel a little silly at first. All this practice entails is for you to stand up and shake your body and throw your voice in there as well. You're just going to rattle it around and scream out all of your excess energy. Now, in order to understand why this technique works, we need to have a general understanding of our sympathetic nervous system. This is our fight or flight response, and this is what is enacted when we are faced with situations of stress or threat. Now, generations ago, these situations of threat actually required us to respond in fight or flight, which are very physical acts. Now, when our body is in this fight or flight response, the hormone cortisol is released. This is the stress hormone. And this hormone sticks around for hours after it is triggered. A great way to release cortisol is through physical activity. So again, generations ago, when we were faced with a threat and actually physically responding to it, that cortisol exited our body more quickly. Nowadays, our threats are a little bit less tangible and are more likely to come at us in mental and emotional ways, which don't require a physical response. Providing our body an opportunity to actually get physical allows us to more quickly return to a state of calm and rest. Shaking it out is also going to release some endorphins. So the longer, the harder you shake, the more endorphins that will be released. Number 3 is grounding. Grounding is the process of getting really physically connected to the earth. Now, this can happen in a myriad of ways, and I'm going to give you a few examples. If you can, try to ground outside. Get your feet directly on the earth. Take off your shoes, take off your socks, put your feet in the grass, in the mud, in the river, and actually feel that energetic connection to the earth. Another way to ground is to actually commune with nature. Walk around in a forest, touch the trees, touch the leaves, experience the sounds and the smells and the sights of the environment around you. Hug a tree. Any of these things can actually really help with that connection to Mother Nature and to the earth and help to really ground you. If you are a yoga lover, or even if you're not, try mountain pose. Mountain pose is done by standing straight up, shoulders back, legs just a little bit shoulder width apart, and your hands at your side and facing forward. Hold this in a very strong stance and envision yourself with the power of a mountain. And finally, if you can't get outside, I love this grounding activity. It's a lot of fun. Just stomp around in your shoes, on the concrete, on the tile, on the carpet. It doesn't matter. Stomping really ignites the senses in our feet, which can really, again, help to ground us. My personal favorite way to ground is actually to lie directly on the earth. On my back, on my belly, it doesn't matter, but to actually get as close as I can with every body part onto the earth and to just sink into the feeling and the love of Mother Earth. Grounding exercises are going to release dopamine and serotonin. And if you're running around hugging trees and hugging the earth, you might also get some oxytocin in there too. Number 4, take a nap. There are times when the negative momentum of your day seems unstoppable. It seems an equal feat to stopping a moving train. Well, I got news for you. There is one excellent way to stop that negative momentum, and it is with a nap. So put yourself to bed, even if you can only get 20 minutes in. It will help you to, again, stop the momentum of the negativity of the day and wake feeling more refreshed. When you wake up from that nap and the momentum has ceased, it is an opportunity to create new momentum in a positive direction. You can start with immediately launching into a gratitude practice, or cuddling with a pet, or getting up and just doing something that you really love. The quality of our sleep impacts all 4 of the happiness hormones, so making sure you're well rested is actually integral in ensuring that the happiness hormones are working actively and properly in your body. Number 5 is laughter. The act of laughing actually sends serotonin into your body. So you might call a funny friend, you might turn on a comedy special on Netflix, or the beautiful thing is that your body doesn't even know the difference between a real laugh and a fake laugh. So you can fake it till you make it in this case. You might give yourself 10 seconds and just see what happens. Ha ha, ha 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 ha. It feels so ridiculous that you can't help but laugh. And now I've got a beautiful dose of serotonin in my body, helping me to feel happier feelings. Number 6 is actually a little hack that I discovered on TikTok called the vagus nerve reset. This is a nervous system reset and can help to alleviate anxiety, as well as manage pain associated with headaches and migraines and neck and muscle tension. Here's what you're going to do. First, you're going to look all the way to the right, and your eyes are going to follow that, looking all the way to the right. And you're going to hold. And then you're going to go all the way to the left. And hold. Next, you're going to link your fingers together like this. You're going to bring them behind your head. And this time, you're not going to turn your head, but you are going to move your eyes again. So all the way to the right. And you're actually going to hold this until you feel a sigh or a yawn in your body. And that could take a few seconds, that could take up to 3 minutes, but hold it there until you get that sigh. I just got mine, so I'm going to turn my eyes to the left. And again, you're going to keep your head straight. In the back of your hands, grasping the back of your head, pulling up slightly. And again, you're going to hold it until you get that sigh. Once you do, you're going to repeat the first step. So you can bring your arms down and you're going to go your head all the way to the right and look all the way to the right. You're probably going to find that you can stretch your neck a little bit farther this time. Hold and then turn it back to the left. As you can see, this is a super simple activity. It only takes a few minutes. and is a good way to reset that nervous system if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling out of sorts. Number 7, this might be my favorite one, dancing. Dancing is going to have very much the same physical effects as the shake it out method, in that it's going to release some endorphins as well as help to move the cortisol through our body, that stress hormone, and get it out. However, dancing also really boosts your spirit as you move to the music, and it is a wonderful cathartic way to move emotion out of the body. So much of our trauma and negative emotion is stored in pockets throughout our body, and dance is an excellent way to move that out, to release it from the body. If you can, I highly suggest you get yourself into an ecstatic dance class. If you are able to throw on some music and just let your body move, I highly suggest this technique. If you're in a scenario where getting up and having a dance isn't possible, even throwing on some earbuds and listening to some music and envisioning the dance can be really positive for releasing the anxiety, releasing stress, and coming back into your body. Number 8 is breath work. The beautiful thing about breath work is that you only need one thing to achieve it, and that is your breath, and it is always with you. Talking about breath work brings us back into a conversation about our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. In order to engage our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest nervous system, we want to breathe in and out through the nose and in and out through the belly. You'll notice that babies breathe in and out in their belly. The belly rises and falls. And when we are stressed, we actually start breathing into our chest and through our mouths, which activates the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight system. So if you are feeling anxious, you are feeling stressed, you want to focus the breath through the nose and into the belly. Here are a couple of breathing practices that can help you to engage your parasympathetic nervous system and come back to homeostasis. This first one is called alternate nostril breathing, and it's done like this. You're going to bring your fingers up here and then use your thumb and your pinky or your ring finger to alternately close off your nostrils. So you're going to start, let's say, through your left nostril. You're going to breathe in and out, and then switch. Then switch. You're going to do this from 7 to 10 times. After this, you're going to change the way that you do this. You're going to breathe in through the left and out through the right. In through the right and out through the left. Not only is this going to help you feel calmer, it's also engaging your right and left hemispheres of your brain. So it's really good for balance coordination and right-left brain coherence. This next one, you can actually practice anywhere, even if you're sitting waiting for the bus. And is actually probably the most popular breathing technique for people who experience anxiety attacks. It's called a square breath practice. And you're going to breathe in for a count, hold for a count, breathe out for a count, and hold for a count, and continue. I would start with a count of 4. Hold. Release. Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. As you practice this, you may be able to extend that count to 5, 6, 7, 8, which will also help to slow the racing heart and bring you down into your body and into more calmness. Remember, your breath is always with you, and these exercises are always accessible to you. Even if you don't engage in a full-on practice, just remembering that belly breathing through the nose rather than through the mouth and into the chest is an extremely useful tool for managing stress. Number 10, and I know you knew this one was coming, is exercise. We talked earlier about the release of endorphins from exercise, the runner's high, the euphoria that can come through exercise. The beautiful thing about this practice is that you can pair it with others. You can do it outside. You can throw music into your earbuds. You can hug some trees along the way and also activate the other 3 happiness chemicals. And of course, not only is exercise going to release these happy hormones into your body, it's also going to help provide you with a fit vessel that will support you for years to come. Okay, full disclosure, I've got a few more to share with you, and far be it from me to withhold this valuable information from you. Number 11 is eating dark chocolate. Who knew? Eating dark chocolate actually releases endorphins into your body. Make sure you're grabbing a chocolate bar with 70% to 100% cacao. Number 12 is physical touch and intimacy. Now, this might come through intimate moments with your partner. This might come through playful roughhousing with your children. This might come through petting your dog or your cat. This might come through a big self-hug or self-massage. Physical touch and intimacy releases that love hormone, oxytocin. So seek out some physical time with your lover, play with your children, bond with your pets, or just spoil yourself with some touch. Remember, consent is sexy. And last but not least, number 13 is ritual. There are several rituals that can really help when you are feeling in the muck, when you are feeling stressed or anxious. And I'm going to give you a few examples. One fantastic way to clear negative energy is with smoke cleansing. This can be done with plant medicine or incense with the intention of clearing the negative energy out to allow the positive energy to come in. When practicing this ritual, you can bathe yourself in the smoke over the head, over the eyes, over the ears, over the heart, and down. You can also use it to clear the entire space. And any personal artifacts, jewelry, crystals, any of these things that might be holding on to negative ties, negative energy, negative bonds can also be cleansed in this way. You guys know how much I love my crystals, and one ritual that I will put into practice occasionally is taking a piece of selenite to cut away karmic ties and bonds. Sometimes in our life experience, we might have interactions with other people that create these sort of energetic ties to them. And we can struggle to keep their energy over there and harness our own energy in. When I'm feeling this way, I take a piece of selenite and I just go through and I imagine these ties and I imagine cutting through them and releasing those ties. And finally, a little burning ritual. You're going to take a piece of paper or a bay leaf if you're feeling witchy, and you're going to write down the things that are causing you anxiety, stress, making you feel resentful, angry, sad, fearful. Anything that you are willing and able to release at this time. You're going to write them all down, and then you are going to burn that paper in a ritual of release, letting these things go and surrendering to the energy of the universe, to faith, to harmony, to alignment. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found value and have added some new tools to your belt for helping you to manage anxiety and stress and to help you turn a bad day around into something good. If you have enjoyed this content, please leave a comment for me. I love to get feedback from my viewers. If you're interested in diving in more deeply with experts in self-development and spirituality, please check out my program called Source, A Guide for Tuning In. Today and for the next 24 hours, you can get this program for 50% off using coupon code TEMPLE50. Here's a sneak peek.
Money, love, abundance, they all kind of run on the same frequency. And when we take away the resentment we have towards that, then it really flow into our lives in a much easier capacity.
The breath is very, so important. If you want to embody deeper, the breath is one of the main
start to heal and clear out your sexual compartment of life, oh my gosh, it impacts everything else.
I thought that the silence was not having a busy mind, but actually it's like the silence of not needing my mind to be any different than it is in this
The
moment.
method starts with the feelings in terms of the ability to feel all of the feelings, not just the bright, shiny ones. Right?
For me, is this knowing that spirit resides in absolutely everything, not just sentient beings. When we can live that way, when it becomes a complete embodied knowing, then everything that you do is prayerful, everything that you do is reverent of great spirit.
The thing that's missing from most healing gatherings, that is the most potent medicine of circle. The missing ingredient.
One person breaks through in something, it will, and it's almost like it should, or awaken something in the other partner. There's also this this fear of being left behind.
Arriving at your authentic voice may be actually falling into this restful place where you're not like posturing or collapsing. You are just coming closer to your own nature.
You know, it kind of demystifies intuition when you sort of begin to understand it, because it's simply our five senses' ability to be able to reach into other realms.
Static dancing is connecting inward to who I am as a soul being, as source energy. And
if even at least one partner can understand emotional intelligence, the whole communication, conversation, and well-being goes to the very next level, very, very next level.
A lot of people have underdeveloped willpower muscles. So now I don't have the discipline to keep moving or keep doing what I need.
Why you want to do shadow work is because you're suffering from all these symptoms, likely due to trauma, and it's impacting your ability to live your life and function.
When you breathe in almost all breath work, if you want a calming breath, like if you want to calm the nervous system, you always breathe in through the nose. Okay. If you want an activating breath, you breathe in through the mouth.
The globe. All of our ancient ancestors worked with this formula of building sacred space and working with the four directions. All of our ancient monuments are aligned to this. All of our ancient sacred sites are aligned.
It's a similar thing with our ancestors. We're just tapping into the field of ancestral consciousness and meeting with them, just in the same way that we might with the spirit of an animal or a tree or a river.
So
right?
Why am I constantly having this issue with money? Why am I constantly having this issue in relationships? Why do I constantly, fear using my voice? I've done personal development. I've done spiritual development, and this thing still shows up in my life. I just don't know why I can't get over this hurdle, this challenge, this hump.
I'm wishing you all a beautiful and happy day and a joyful life. Much love.